Hey, what's going on, guys? Gannon here, back with another episode of The Captain's Chair. Unfortunately, because of time constraints today, I am going to be using, Streamlabs, and also I'm not even putting on the jacket because I'm really in a hurry, and I really need to get this Picard Episode 2 review out. Episode 2 of Season 1, Maps and Legends, released, and I gotta say, this episode definitely wasn't as exciting as the first one. Obviously, we can't expect that from every episode, but we didn't really get a lot of, the new characters or the new shit. We basically just kind of got a lot more context for what happened in the first episode. So this was a lot more exposition, a lot more explaining. Basically, some key things here. Picard wants to return out into space. He feels obligated to go and help Soji in some way because of what happened to Raj. You actually learn in this episode that Raj and Soji, while they appear to be grown adults, they're actually no more than 3 years old, and that all their memories are kind of fabricated and were programmed into them, which is pretty trippy and a nice twist. Through some more scenes with Soji, you get some insight on the other character known as Narek, which is Sarek with an N, I think. So yeah, they're fucking, I guess, in a bed, and you learn that the whole Borg cube is there as a research facility. It seems like the Romulans are kind of employing different species and different scientists. I don't know if the Federation knows about the Borg cube thing. I'm pretty sure they must, right? What the producers of Star Trek Picard are referring to as the Borg artifact cube. It's really cool. You get to see people who have been turned from Borg, similar to, I think, Seven of Nine's character. That's just what I'm going to assume here. I actually haven't gotten to Seven of Nine yet in Voyager. I think I'm, early season 3 of Voyager right now, I think, so I wouldn't know. They're reclaiming ex-Borg. They're trying to understand the Borg technology, and they're also trying to understand the cube a lot more. So yeah, you kind of find out that Narek is this pretty confident and elusive and mysterious Romulan Chad secret agent. He's somehow, I guess, trying to manipulate Soji in some way to achieve some goal. Through him, you're kind of more introduced to the characters such as Lieutenant Rizzo, and then also this Vulcan character named Commodore O. Now, I think it's kind of probable, at least to me, that Commodore O might not be Vulcan, and similar to Lieutenant Rizzo, is actually a Romulan. But she does wear this badge or piece. People have been saying that is a actual Vulcan award. Spock has also been seen wearing it before. That's something that I've heard secondhand. That's not something that I noticed myself personally. So it is kind of probable that she may be a Vulcan, and it is also slightly probable that she might be a Romulan, because Lieutenant Rizzo stated in this episode that she got her ears rounded and that she's actually very clearly a Romulan. So yeah, that's pretty much what's going on with the Borg cube, Daj, and Soji. Back to Picard, though. Picard wants to go out to space, he needs a ship, and he needs a pilot. A lot of Star Trek boomers are, going on YouTube and finding episodes where Picard's oh, I'm actually, a very accomplished pilot. And then I've even seen one where they, quote that episode where he uses the gravitational pull of the meteor to slingshot him around. So everybody's assuming that Picard is this Gucci freaking pilot and that this is some kind of canonical discrepancy, which is the most retarded shit I've heard in a while. Honestly, these Star Trek boomers will find any reason to criticize and not like a series. Dude, Picard finds out in this episode that he might have some terminal illness. He's an older guy. I mean, Picard himself has said that he's an accomplished pilot, but Picard's not a pilot, dude. He's a commander. He's a commanding officer. He commands people. That's what he does. He needs somebody else to pilot the ship so he can do the command shit. That's what we came to see. We didn't come to see Picard in his old ass age have to pilot a ship around the whole fucking series. Are you guys serious? Really lame. In comes this kind of doctor character. I don't know if he's ever referenced or seen. I don't think I've seen this guy anywhere to my knowledge. But Picard basically asked him to okay him and be oh yeah, please send me out into space. I have to do this one last mission. And then Picard goes to the comm badge, and that comm badge is a direct link, as it seems. Then Picard goes to Starfleet headquarters in San Francisco, it looks like, and he goes to this Admiral character. I apologize, I've already forgotten her name. Who cares about her anyways? She's a bitch. Picard goes to her, and I kind of understand her frustration, honestly. It is a little bit weird for Picard to go and outright denounce Starfleet's actions and kind of act like this moody old man, and then come waltzing in the next day on some mission of fate that is clearly, not anyone's concern. I mean, if some retired, older guy who used to be a part of my organization who, shits on my organization came strolling into my office, and then just the day before was "Oh, fuck Starfleet, dude," they totally abandon the Romulans in their time of need. And then she gets really mad at him. I was actually kind of surprised about how she really laid it on Picard, but I mean, I can't say that her frustration or anger wasn't warranted. I find that Picard was kind of acting a little bit naively in that scene. Even be willing to be demoted to captain again just to do this and everything, and she's like, the fucking hubris. And another thing. Wow, I don't know why the Star Trek boomers are like, think that swear words are really inappropriate for Star Trek. I'm sorry, guys. Trek is an interpretation of the time in which it's made. People swear a lot nowadays. We're kind of a very raunchy society. You really think that even in like the 24th century, people aren't gonna get frustrated, stub their toe, and say fuck really loudly? And also, it didn't really come from Picard's mouth. It just came from this random admiral. And I think the F-bomb was also dropped another time this episode, but a lot of people are bitching that like there's no room for swear words in Star Trek, which is, again, in my opinion, just a very silly thing to think. I just didn't even think twice about it. In fact, I thought it was actually kind of cool that she laid it down on Picard that hard. When in the trailers for the show, you kind of see them acting a little bit more cordial, but really she's like, go home, old man. And then after that, that particular admiral goes straight to Commodore O and starts to snitch on Picard. Oh, guys, sorry, we need to stop right here. I forgot to mention, probably the most important thing about this episode is the Jacques Vache. Through Picard's Romulan companions, which I will remember their name in a later review, but I don't remember their name right now. I'm sorry if it seems like I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. But basically, those two Romulan companions that live with Picard who are very loyal to them, it's heavily implied. It's not even implied, really. It's just like, they kind of just come out and say it, that they used to be Tal Shiar members. Tal Shiar is the secret organization that was, I'm pretty sure, introduced in Deep Space Nine. There was also the Obsidian Order, which might have been introduced in Deep Space Nine for the first time as well. In Deep Space Nine, it's like an intergalactic war, and they introduce a lot of the secret underlying factions. We got Section 31, we got the Tal Shiar, and then we also got the Obsidian Order. But now we learn about this like super secret branch of the Romulan society, I guess, that most Romulans just think is a bedtime story. Like, they're really like black ops. Everybody and their mom knows the Tal Shiar exists. They're like the Gestapo, you know? They're kind of secret agents. They do very dubious espionage and so and all that. But yeah, we find out about the Jacques Vache. You find that the Romulans actually have this underlying hatred for synthetic technology, like I kind of guessed in the last episode. I assume they blame the fact that there are a lot of Romulan deaths during the time of the Romulan Star Empire home planet destroying. They probably blame that solely on the synths, but on top of that, I think it's something deeper, because it's spoken as though they've had this long time hatred of the synths that even the members of the Tal Shiar that live with Picard don't even understand. And also, they are Tal Shiar members, but even the dude was like, oh, the Jacques Vache, they don't exist. Like, they're just stories that are told. You learn that these motherfuckers actually, like, do a clean scrub of everything, of just everything, and make it seem like none of this existed. Which, a little plot hole to me, how did the Jacques Vache just kind of wipe away that Zahian dude just didn't exist? Like, you'd think his parents or anybody, his friends and family, would be like, oh, where did Raj and Raj's Zahian boyfriend go? That's a little bit of a plot hole for me. I don't understand why they couldn't have just stunned him or something. That is another criticism I see people make. It is a little bit weird for that guy to die. Really cool, though, the Jacques Vache just kind of did a deep fucking scrub of everything. But then, after he learns about the Jacques Vache, Picard starts his trek out into space, and he seeks the help of this woman. I'm pretty sure her name's Rafi. It's either her name's Rafi or the pilot that they're going to talk to. The dude is named Rafi. Either way, she seems to be this character that has this long history with Picard, but doesn't exactly have his favor. Calls her up, and he's like, oh, please don't hang up. I need your help. And then when he actually goes and sees her, she's like, oh, you better get the fuck off my porch and stuff. Like, I don't want to see you, Picard. And he's like, Romulan assassins are here on Earth and they're operating. Count me in. So yeah, I thought that was really funny. But anyways, guys, I'm in even more of a rush than I thought. I thought this episode was pretty good. I gave it like a 6. Obviously, we got some more exposition. It wasn't bad in any way. One more thing I gotta say. We got to see a little bit of insight about the synth attack on the Utopia Planatia shipyards this episode, and that was really cool to see. I don't think anybody else like disagrees that android shooting up everybody in cold blood, that was just kind of raw. But enough of that. We're done talking. Gave my rating, recap the episode. We're done. I'm in a hurry. I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.